Hi everybody! I like drawing horses and I really love drawing eyes. Drawing horse eyes or eyes in general are the most fascinating things about bringing animals to life on paper, and I have thought in this video I show you step by step how to draw a horse eye, and I show you that in a little bit of a time-lapse video that it is easier to watch, but I explain every step and what's important. You see that in the next 20 minutes. Before we dive in, I have here a free PDF for you, a beginner's guide if you would like to start drawing animals with pastels. If you are interested in learning that technique, then this free PDF is right for you. You can download it here above. And now let's dive into drawing a beautiful horse eye. First, let's use a black pastel pencil and sketch in the outlines with very little pressure. Draw fine thin lines and then make the eyelid sections a bit thicker, broader, but also work for the sketch very fine. Then I add highlights with the white and sketch in also this blue sky reflection you see on the reference photo in the sky. I like to use different colors for sketching in, for drawing the outlines, for building up the sketch. I always recommend to have a good look to the reference photo, observe your reference photo and see. Try to see details there and different colors and sketch that in roughly in your outlines here in the sketch. You don't have to bring in every fine little line, but that you have a good overview. Then take a paper stamp and blend these deep dark black outlines, these eyelid sections around the eye. I use a paper stamp here. And then let's build up the first base layers for the eye with browns and then go in with black for the pupil and the darker shadow areas in the eye. Also always a tip darken down the edges of your eye, and here I blended with a brown pencil, bring in a bit brown pastel pigment, dark brown near the black to create transitions from dark to brown, so from black to brown, and take a sharp paper stamp for blending. So blend over these first layers, push the pigment into the paper, go over again with the next layer with black, darken some sections down and use again a paper stamp. Then go in with ochre tones, orange, ochre browns, and bring in here highlights. So brighten up the lower part, always the opposite part of the highlight, the sun area in the eye is also lighter. So bring in some lighter orange tones in the opposite side, on here on the lower part of this horse eye. There we have to brighten up this and bring in some details with it's a burnt ochre color, so an orange brown color. You can bring in lines, strokes, little stains. Just always observe the reference photo and try to bring in all the little details you see. Sometimes you see all the landscape reflected, the background of the photographer reflected in the horse's eyes. Here the sky, but sometimes when you really have a photo with reflections, you see meadows, you see mountains, you see trees, you see a place where the horse is standing on, so maybe a riding place or a paddock. So you can draw all these things in a horse eye to make it really glossy and realistic. Sometimes you see also the photographer itself as a human that mirrors in the eye, so you can draw all these details depending on the size you are drawing. For sure, if you are drawing this horse eye very small, so 2 to 3 centimeters, you will not be able, or it is not possible to bring in so many detailed things into it. But when you draw a horse eye over an A4 size, you can draw it very, very realistically. Here I bring in then the highlights into the sky area, some little white dots and clouds, and blend over gently with the paper stamp. I always remove the grit. Sometimes white lines appear a bit gritty. Then I go over with the paper stamp, adding more layers here into the iris, so the eyeball, bringing in some more brown tones. I also like to use here a bit of the flesh color, so a light skin color, to add some little circles, little dots, or just to add a transparent layer to create a glossy look. With very little pressure, you can add very transparent layers with the pastel pencils, a bit like watercolor that has very little paint and a lot of water. Then always go also in with darks, darkening down the edges and the eyelid section around, so the darks around the eyeball. The eyelids we will draw then later. I also bring in some little dots and a bit contrast here in between sky and the brown part below, some little trees or mountains in the back. Also bring in a bit gray. With gray I start now the base layer of the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid here. Plot in gray. It's nearly the same color as the dark gray paper of the pastel matte paper I'm using. I draw most all the times on pastel matte paper from Clairefontaine, a really good paper. And then add a bit dark blue and blend it, dark blue, black. Create some soft transitions here on the eyelids. Blend it with a paper stamp, go over the edges that there are no hard edges. Always make edges softer, create transitions from dark to light, and blend it with a paper stamp. Here I darken down then this fold above the eyelid, these wrinkles, bring in here more shadow, more contrast. The more darks and lights you bring into the portrait, the more difference between darks and lights you create, the more your eye will pop, the more 3D effect you will create, the more realistic your eye will look like, and the more depth you bring into your portrait. Here I then plot in a thin and a painting base layer around the eye. Also draw a little bit fur around the eye to make that look like beautifully on the dark gray pastel matte. I blend here over with the paper stamp. You see the paper is shining through a bit, so I have really applied a very thin layer and blend it now well and let it fade a little bit into the background paper. Blend over with the paper stamp, create those soft transitions from the eye into the paper, the background paper. And then I use here also a cotton swab, the broader cotton swab, for creating that soft transitions with a little bit more pressure. And then add a thin brown layer, a transparent brown layer, and blend it also. And then let's bring in some more details, some wrinkles here, and also go in with some little strokes with the flesh color. I work with the Pitt pastel pencils from Faber-Castell, my absolute favorite pastel pencils. They allow very fine details, and it's so nice to work with these pastels because you can create so nice contrast, and they have brilliant colors. They are harder They are really great for drawing realistic animals and bringing details. I use them in my drawing lessons in my membership animal art club for my students all the time. I also use them for my commission portraits. So in Animal Art Club I teach how to draw realistic animal portraits with pastels. It's a community with like-minded people, and monthly in-depth step-by-step drawing lessons. If you're thinking about drawing realistic animal portraits but don't know how to start and would like to get support, feedback, help and new drawing lessons every month, you can sign up for the waitlist. You find a link below in the description. Bringing in here darks again, more details, adding here fine black details again, fine wrinkles, fine hairs, wrinkles in the inner eye corner with the black. Always also think about the pressure you are using. Pressure is very important. I always say in my drawing lessons, work with a very light hand. I know every artist is different and pressure feels different for every artist. So find out the way that works best for you. Test it out on a separate sheet of paper, how much pressure you need to achieve fine lines. Some artists are use more pressure, others less. Here I add some little white dots for light reflections on the lower eyelid here. Press more for more brilliant white light reflection dots, and very little pressure for thin light reflection dots. Here we add some lines and dots. Also important here the contrast. Use brilliant white to let the eye sparkle, to bring in that wet, glossy look into your horse eye here. Also bringing blue here in the inner eye corner and add here so a little bit of a blue shine. Go over the light reflection sky area again. Add on the lower eyelid some blue dots, or use the blue pencil for blending, and more fine teeny tiny little dots with white, then bringing in these fine little details, the skin structure on the lower eyelid, and blend over with the blue. Make it softer with a light blue. Blend over here also on the skin area around the eye with blue. And with gray, so bring in blues and grays. It's a little bit gray around the eye. Horse fur is very soft. They have very, very fine hairs, and around the eye it's more like a skin. So I blend here a bit over with the gray, with a middle gray. Blend a bit over the skin, and then add fine little lines downwards into the background area below the lower eyelid. So create a fine thin fur structure. Draw a little bit fur below the eye, here around the eye above. Bring in some fine little details, hairs, shadows in the fur. Also above here on the bone structure above the eye. Add some crossing black lines, let them overlap, and build up here a bit fur. We have to darken down the shadow here on the left, and let these fine black hairs overlap. And always also draw some hairs or shadow parts out of that wrinkle above the horse eye, and add a shadow structure into that fur around the eye. Here too, some little lines in black on the left, bringing some black lines in, and then some more shadows, darken some areas down here, bringing in a little bit more shadow. And then I always blend over with a paper stamp or a cotton swab to make it softer, to remove grit, to make it a bit blurry, just to make the whole fur rendering softer. And then let's go over with brown and add brown hairs. So build up the fur structure in many layers. It's important that you not only draw 1 or 2 layers, draw many layers, let the hairs overlap, use fine little strokes, work with a very light hand, and sometimes also use the pencils for blending. You don't have to use the paper stamps all the time. You can also use the pencils. Blend over gently, create transitions, make the fur rendering softer and smoother. Here I use on the edges around the eye the paper stamp again. And finally add then another layer with highlights. You see light reflections in the fur, so add also highlight. I use here a flesh color for the highlights with very little pressure. I draw many teeny tiny little fine hairs on top then, and so you create again more depth, more contrast in the fur too around the eye, and use very little strokes. One stroke at a time. You draw really hair by hair here, and let the hairs overlap. You don't have to draw every hair you see on the photo, that's not what I say, but you draw every single hair separately and let them overlap and let them cross. At some areas you let overlap more of these hairs, and where the reflections are brighter, here I go in with white and add some more highlights in the eye then also at the end, bringing in white highlights and just correct some parts. And then finally eyelashes. Don't miss eyelashes when you're drawing eyes. Here horses have often beautiful long eyelashes. With a fast motion of the pencil, little pressure and rotating the pencil, I'm drawing these eyelashes. Make sure that they all are going so in the right direction you see in the reference photo, and don't make all the same length. Some are shorter, some are longer, some make a little bow, some are straight. So again, have a good look at your reference photo and try to draw what you see there. And I made them now with gray, but also go in with black between them for shadows. Add shadows between the eyelashes. And also shadows of the eyelashes. Eyelashes also make shadows below. You have to draw them with the black, don't forget that, to make the horse eye realistic. Also your eyelashes create shadow below on the eye itself. And then I go over also with white for some highlights in the eyelashes, so some white strokes on top to create a bit more 3D effect here also in the eyelashes itself. And yes, so this is a step-by-step drawing lesson of this beautiful horse. I add finally always some more little details, make some corrections, bring in some more white hairs and reflections here and there and some darks. Always go a step backwards and have a look to your drawing from a little bit more far away and find out what you can refine then finally and optimize. But don't overwork your drawing. Okay, so then it's finished. Okay, did you like it? Could you also draw it and follow? I would love to hear in the comments below, or read in the comments below, better to say. How did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Have you drawn it? Could you achieve a great result? I'm curious about your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope I see you then in the next video. Here is the link to the beginner's guide I mentioned before, and here you see the next video you can watch. Bye bye, have a great time.